take your questions.
Thank you very much. Ahmadi from Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty. It is said that the international fight against terrorism in Afghanistan won't succeed unless the Osama bin Laden is not arrested or killed. I want to know that what's U.S. new plans for arresting or killing the Al-Qaeda leader? Thank you.
Part of the most important goal in this strategy is the elimination of the safe havens for Al-Qaeda and its extremist allies, and to ensure that Afghanistan does not provide a safe haven in the future. Part of that certainly is to capture or kill bin Laden and Zawahiri and his other compatriots. So that is very much a focus of this as well. And we think in the long run that will certainly be part of what needs to happen in terms of defeating Al-Qaeda. But it is not just bin Laden or Zawahiri, quite frankly. It's the entire network which must be defeated. And that, in the long run, that is the goal. So it's a part of this strategy, and we're very focused on that in terms of the outcomes down the road. David behind you.
تشکر. من مهیار صداق‌آزاد خبرنگار رادیوی کلید هستم. قسم شود از مقامات امریکایی و پاکستان هشدار دادند در صورتی که مبارزه قاطع با طالبان نکنه عملیات نظامی را در خاک پاکستان نیست اساطیر امریکایی انجام می‌خواهد. یعنی علاوه از اینکه بمباردمان‌های هوایی افزایش پیدا خواهد کرد، اساطیر ویژه امریکایی به خاطر دستگیری تروریست‌ها وارد خاک پاکستان هم خواهد شدند. آیا این موضوع صحیح است یا غلط؟ و سوال دوم است که اساطیر تازی امریکایی که به افغانستان میان در کدام نقاط جایگزین میشن بیشتر؟
The soldiers who will come, the 30,000, will be deployed exclusively in Afghanistan, and we have no plans for putting troops into Pakistan, despite what you may have heard. Our main effort with respect to Pakistan is to support the Pakistani government, the Pakistani military, as we have in training areas and some equipment areas. But that's really the main effort on the Pakistani side of the border. It's really up to Pakistan. It's one of the reasons I go there very shortly and look to the Pakistani military continuing to put pressure on the extremists in Pakistan. Yeah.
16 Afghan police were killed today in two separate incidents, including one in the south that may be a case of one policeman infiltrating and killing 7 compatriots. When this is, I think, the second incident like this in a couple of months' time, as you prepare to greatly expand and speed up the training of the police and security forces, how concerned are you about the essential quality of those forces and what would, I guess, amount to quality control?
I met with, so far in this visit, I met with Minister Wardak and Minister Akmar, and we talked specifically about this issue. It's not just a quantity issue, it is a quality issue. I also spent time with General Caldwell, who is in his 3rd week in command of the training command here. We're all very focused on this, and I want to certainly pass my condolences to the families of those that were lost. And it's a reminder, quite frankly, of many Afghan security forces, both Army and police, who sacrificed their lives for their country. And in that regard, an inspiration. But there are significant challenges associated with this development. We know this. It was a very important part of the totality of our review. This really is the main effort in terms of the ability to create a security force which can take control of its own security starting in July 2011. But we don't underestimate the challenges, particularly on the police side. As was pointed out to me earlier today, on the Army side, essentially, we started over with a clean sheet of paper, if you will. And on the police side, we didn't do that. And so there's some unique challenges associated with that, with getting the right force trained there, including addressing the issue of corruption, particularly in the police department. Although I went through with Minister Akmar some very positive steps that he has taken to start to eliminate corruption on the police side. So none of us underestimate the challenges, and that kind of loss obviously can't be sustained, and they must be properly trained. So it is both quantity and quality, particularly in our NCOs and our officers, that this mission will focus on.
Okay, one more.
جواد روشن از آژانس باختر. با وجود کمک‌های جدید شما برای پاکستان در مبارزه علیه تروریسم، چقدر شما مطمئن هستید که این بار پاکستان در استراتژی شما متحد است؟
Well, I've seen Pakistan increase its commitment fairly dramatically over the last 12 to 18 months. And it is certainly a result of the continued extremist activities that you see in Pakistan. The tragic losses associated with the suicide bombings, most recently in the mosque, and subsequent to that, even more recently than that in Lahore. And those have continued apace, and there have been many, many Pakistani citizens, soldiers and police lost as well. So I don't underestimate again the criticality of this, but I'm also completely convinced the government of Pakistan and the Pakistani military are very focused on this, and they are going after this threat as they have very clearly over the last year. So I applaud that effort. It is by no means over from my perspective. Thank you.